better late than never, I guess. I read 8 books in February, and here are my very brief thoughts on all of them. I am officially caught up with the Imperial Raditz trilogy because this month I finally read Translation Slate, but unfortunately this is my least favorite installment so far at 3 out of 5 stars. I just didn't care for the topics, and I felt like it got really lost in the details at times, and I honestly think this probably would have been more impactful for me as a novella. Next, I picked up one of my most anticipated releases of 2026, The Red Winter by Cameron Sullivan, and it absolutely lived up to all of my expectations. Darkly charming, unflinchingly bloody, and tragically romantic. I was obsessed with this story. It definitely had the impact of a 5 stars. I did not want to put it down. I loved it so much. It consumed me while I was reading it. But there were a few things that kind of made me drop it a half star. The ending can feel a little bit abrupt, though it does, I guess it makes sense. It was just an odd note to end on. And I did want to learn a little bit more about one of the characters, but this was a fantastic dark werewolf story. Highly recommend. For a change of pace, I picked up The Correspondent, and I had a really good time with this one. I love an epistolary story, and I think it was executed really well in this one for the most part. This is a very peaceful story about connections, community, aging, regrets, and it's just a very satisfying read, and I did cry at the end. I do think, Sybil can be a hard character to empathize with all the time, and also there were a few awkward moments where it felt like there were kind of lines wedged in where they didn't make sense because of the limitations of an epistolary format. The Swan's Daughter by Roshani Chokshi absolutely shocked me because I wasn't so sure that I was going to like this one. It is a little bit more whimsical and twee than I tend to prefer, but I just found the story so charming. It is the kind of fantastical whimsy of like a Barbie movie. I had so much fun with this. I loved the romance and the way that it really started in true friendship and character growth for these characters. I had a great time with this, and the audiobook was particularly fantastic.